I took hugs for granted.
This won't affect me.
Wasn't scared, just in disbelief.
Am I doing enough?
I told myself I'm gonna stay here and do what I can to help them out.
Standing with unity.
Last supper with coworkers and cooks.
I didn't know it was our last goodbye.
It was the last hurrah. The last time we were going to sing together for a while.
Before reality shifted indefinitely.
I heard about it from my mom.
1 more week.
It would just be postponed.
Just 1 more week.
2 weeks until we flatten the curve.
2 weeks turned into a month, turned into 2 months.
Lockdown is being extended.
Everyone got an extended break. This was just the beginning.
This was not how things were supposed to be.
Internally panicking about my future.
I could be exposed.
It originated across the globe.
I began mourning.
This song is so sad.
I felt deflated.
We watched TV, shared a bottle of wine,
And used my THC code for anxiety.
The next 2 weeks spent in my room.
life just dropped off.
If we don't return, what'll happen?
I didn't know it would turn out to be this much of a mess.
We shouldn't be concerned at our age.
Shouldn't rely too much on my youth.
I had to decide what to do.
With the pieces I had left.
Our realities.
Life faded.
Into a blur.
Confused.
Unfamiliar.
Heart-wrenching.
Loss.
Everything stopped.
I don't think it set in right when the lockdown began. They said just 2 weeks. 2 weeks until we flattened the curve. 2 weeks turned into a month, turned into 2 months, but many of us knew from the start things weren't just going to be postponed. Then it stopped being just about flattening the curve, but about shutting down until the storm passed. My thoughts were kind of a mess. From Thursday night to Friday, the widespread panic began to hit, spreading anxiety like a fire across the U.S. and its news outlets. When everything started disappearing from the shelves, it reminded me of when my family stayed in Florida during Hurricane Irma, but with more Germ-X cleaners and masks gone, the kind of chaotic energy buzzing in the air and through the internet. The infection rates rose rapidly. Our town seemed mostly unaffected by the numbers until June, when the cases started rising suddenly. Once I was sure things wouldn't go back to normal, I began mourning all the things I was sure I'd miss as a senior. Choir, jazz, band, drumline, musical. The tears came over time when I journaled at night for the first time in my life. This was not how things were supposed to be.
This was not how things were supposed to be.
In a moment where things had fallen into place, our journeys were brightening. Then the storm came, frightened us. Among the worst I've seen in my life.
The sky is beautiful.
So emotional.
A mix of desaturated oranges, indigos, chartreuse, a dark emerald color.
Ugly hues of purple like a healing bruise. Streaks of white and gray. Pools of red flowing around. With green that makes no sense. The lightning illuminates the trouble ahead.
Waves tall enough on the darkest of blue. Bubbles of white foam cascade from their peaks. The waves come crashing down.
Continue in our direction! We don't know where we were!
The waves of laughter now!
Waves of fear.
Waves of shock! Waves of anxiety!
Waves of frustration.
just doing nothing, watching the numbers climb. I feel restless.
I'm gonna stop raining in my pants.
I feel like my world dropped out from under me. I feel heartbroken that those around me refuse to acknowledge COVID.
I feel confused. Just what?
I feel like things are constantly getting worse. I feel like I'm falling, there's nothing to grab hold of. I feel lost looking for a proper direction. I feel useless as businesses are closing and classes are being cut short.
I feel suffocated by well wishes and prayers.
I feel frustrated. The government that is
I feel
this wasn't prevented.
like I'm not doing
I feel concerned for everything. I feel afraid that I can get sick and die.
Everything I will still lose.
The waves come crashing down! Join us tonight! Take out the ship!
And two small lifeboats separated!
Freezing in my wet t-shirt. I hate the feeling of wet wool. The bucket of snow falling under the current. A navy blue sweater, now covered in deep spots of blood and algae. Whose blood is this? Shit, it's mine. Oozing onto me, it's oddly comforting. Am I dead?
Only 11 of us managed to stick together.
Fog creeps all around every crevice.
Cloaks our skin so thickly with a blanket enclosed.
Cold like thousands of tiny needles prickling my skin.
And cold like a haunted cemetery.
A thinner blanket.
The fog consumes us whole and becomes a blinding mist.
Turbulent waters grow calmer. The waves finally whipped us towards the shore.
In the debris, we found all the things we'd lost. Time with the people I loved.
Identity.
My motivation.
Togetherness.
My senior year. A good work ethic.
Connection. Experiences in a potential career.
Fake relationships. Faith in my career path. Control.
Lucy. Maria.
Stevie. Jessica.
Risa.
Aiden.
Mario.
Elijah.
Ray Ray.
Hannah.
Aspen.
Hi. Where are we?
It's that 4 a.m. hour. And you're lost. In your mind, in your world. You have lost, and you are lost. Until you see the dawn break.
How did we get here?
Within the clouds, we are in the land of gods. Oh. Oh. Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? Did any of you hear how I inspired World War III?
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. A,
here. We're running out of ideas.
Stop arguing. This can't be true. Hermes, bring me the news written by the mortals.
Okie dokie, sir. The killing of Iran's General Soleimani is hugely significant.
You guys really fucked that up. God damn it.
Don't worry, boss. I'll fix it. They'll forget about it in a few weeks.
If they survive.
We have an awfully wicked plan for February.
Saints, what do you have planned? You all grind my gears.
We shall kill their beloved basketball player.
What the hell, guys?
Did somebody say hell?
Hades? Stop. Just like stop, dude.
Zeus, you never let me have any fun.
Kobe Bryant and all others aboard a helicopter crash die immediately. Autopsy show.
Oops, sorry, little bro.
Who let him up here? Apollo? Was that you?
No. Oh. But I do have something planned for March. Have you guys heard of the coronavirus?
The what?
Sorry?
Isn't Corona a beer?
No, I don't believe this. Hermes, fetch me the news.
COVID-19 roundup. Coronavirus now a national emergency, with plans to increase testing.
See? I was right. The mortals, especially the Americans, are gonna mess this one up. There will be so much sadness.
Oh, I thrive on sadness.
We need to take this seriously, gods.
Oh, I have an idea. I think we should let the most powerful person in America believe that this whole thing is a fake.
What the fuck, bro?
No. That sounds like a great idea. I mean, really, look at this. Trump suggests ingestion of disinfectant to clear the lungs and beat coronavirus.
Look at that! That mortal is so dumb.
Hades, got a nice room and you're in for that guy.
Of course I do. The whole place is cheaply made, covered in gold paint. It'll remind him of home.
Gods, the mortals aren't taking this seriously enough. As karma, may I suggest, hornets with the capacity for murder.
Fuck yeah! Murder hornets!
Scientists kill 85 murder hornets and capture 13 alive. This is only the start.
Fuck, can I get more than one win a year?
You know what's been happening over the past 150 years? Systemic racism in the American police force. We know the humans have dealt with a lot this year, but we think it's high time they face it.
Hundreds demand justice after police killing of George Floyd.
While we're at it, let's have some martial law action going. If anyone steps out of their homes, just shoot them, motherfucker!
How the president could have put martial law.
God damn it. What next? Smite that Cheeto Puff.
So, we need the royals to have something good happen this
Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, champion of gender equality, dies at 87.
Hope is the light that guides us on even the darkest of downcast days. Hope is a fragile thing. It's like a butterfly. It's beautiful, but delicate. We know it can fall apart if we hit it too harshly. However, hope cannot be contained forever by a box. We have to let it out eventually. Once it's out, it either sticks with us or it flies away.
For those of you who are older than me and assume you're wiser than me, stop it. Get out of your bubble and think about the world as a whole. See, there are injustices in America that you never saw growing up. Some of my generation's first memories are of 9/11 and the United States going to war in Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan. By the way, we're still in those wars. Then we saw Hurricane Katrina and the 2008 recession. I personally watched all of those happen before I was 10 years old. And when we were in our preteens and our teens, we watched Trump get elected, children get put in cages, and countless other mass shootings. We learned to always remember where our exits are, just in case. But when it comes to opinions and ideas, we are told we can't have any. We aren't too young. We have opinions, and they matter. We will constantly fight for Black Lives Matter, gay rights, women's rights, trans rights, say their name, water is life, immigrant defense, and countless other social movements. We will never stop fighting until we see justice and equality for all. And while I am tirelessly fighting, I am tired of you elderly buttholes telling me I don't know anything, even though I give you statistics. Check the facts, you say, as you get your information from Minion memes on Facebook, articles on The Onion, and Fox News. I did check the facts. I gave you statistics and information from articles and books on intersectional feminism. I know what I'm doing and what I'm saying. And don't tell me that saying fuck Republicans is racist. Last time I checked, Republicans aren't a race, they're a political party. You can choose your political party, but you can't choose your race. Well, we have lost so much. My generation has the compassion and capability to fix things. We are the future, and we actually want liberty and justice for all.
Matchup here. Let's meet today's fighters. Recently, you've seen them beat Italy. You've seen them beat China. You've seen them beat Spain, Germany, and Brazil. Please welcome here tonight our newcomer, COVID-19.
Our undefeated reigning champion. You know him. You love him. He dominates your culture no matter where you are. Ladies, gentlemen, and those of us who know otherwise, please welcome USA!
USA! USA! USA!
Come on there, folks. Seems like tonight, USA will be represented by Karen.
Karen's coming for ya.
What's he say?
Karen's gonna floor ya. You better go. She spends most of her days on Facebook.
Hey, champ, COVID's got the makings of a formidable opponent. Are you worried about the fight this evening?
All I have to say is, where is the manager of COVID? I will sue you into oblivion. I will call the cops on you, COVID. This man came up to me harassing me because of my essential oils. I said I can't breathe in a mask. You're taking away my rights as an American citizen, and I will not be dominated.
COVID, how do you respond?
Karen, go home with your essential oils and pumpkin spice lattes. You're going to lose. Alrighty, folks, you've heard from both our fighters tonight.
Wait just a minute. It seems like we got a surprise visitor tonight. A surprise visit from the 45th president.
YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Look at all you beautiful people. I feel fantastic. I could go out there and kiss every single one of you. The guys too, and the beautiful women. Hug her up, everybody. Let's get this party started, okay?
Someone isn't wearing a mask.
Who said that? They're trying to take away your rights.
You're trying to take away my rights as an American citizen?
Someone isn't social distancing or using hand sanitizer. Here, come on. Come on.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
It's a hoax. It's a hoax. Fake news, fake news, fake news, okay? This is huge. Karen, I'm gonna give you $1,200. Feed your kids for a few months. Fauci, I think I have the China virus.
It's almost over. It's almost over. Mr. President, I've told you 1,000 times. The virus does not have a nationality. No one is going to be safe until COVID-19 is taken more seriously and is defeated.
Let's get ready to rumble! So, how's your day been?
Ruined another day, yours.
Ruined another life.
Okay, that's 6 weeks. USA, are you ready?
I never been better or more ready.
Okay. COVID-19, are you ready?
Ready? Set? Fight! Pitch!
Contract me, Cannon!
March 24th, 2020. The number of COVID-19 cases in the U.S. stands at 58,030.
I win! America first!
You are obviously not winning. You need to take this more seriously. You need to be more aggressive. Are you even taking this seriously?
I didn't want to worry about my things. COVID is a hoax.
June 11th, 2020. The number of COVID-19 cases in the U.S. stands at 2,093,927.
I told you, this is just a bad flu!
October 8th, 2020. The number of COVID-19 cases in the U.S. stands at 7,833,920. But 5,064,200 have recovered.
Maybe this isn't a hoax. I'm gonna have to get serious.
Love makes us desire greater things for ourselves and for each other. And hope makes us believe that they can be achieved. Despite the fear in the world around us and these factors that we cannot control, we still work for a better world. We still work to improve ourselves. We carry on, even in the trenches. Hope starts as this tiny ember that never cools, perhaps to grow into an engulfing flame. The flame of love, of perseverance, of progress. And the winds and waves of deep fear, doubt, loneliness, and despair do not easily douse this flame as they do others. And this is why hope is one of the most resilient things to exist.
lot of tough conversations with myself over the past 8 months. I found a letter that I wrote from my 16-year-old self, 15. Dear 21-year-old Lucy, life is really hard right now. You're told you're a delight to be around at school, but at home, according to a woman who's not even your own parent, you're a bad influence and a disappointment. Your dreams are too big, and when you say you want to be an actor, you're met with scoffs and a threat not to be allowed to audition for next year's musical if you don't do your chores on time. Do you ever prove them wrong? Love, Lucy. And so, I wrote her back. Dear Lucy, this is your 21-year-old self, finally processing everything after getting out of the house. It'll be 5 years in March. I can't do anything for your situation, but I can tell you how we're doing. You know how confident you feel when you wear red lipstick? Well, you're gonna take that confidence and run with it. However, it won't come without a price. You'll gain autonomy and move away from your hometown. But at the same time, you'll lose a parent and a portion of the land that you thought one day would be your own, the land that you were raised on. You'll learn to speak your mind without fear of rejection, but at the same time, you'll disappoint and upset people. You can't please everyone, so try starting by pleasing yourself. You'll gain the most by being open and honest, but be wary of those who refuse to listen and learn when given the option. 2020 will be a big year for you, but it won't be your hardest. Quarantining with Grandma and Grandpa, still some of your biggest supporters, will feel like a breeze compared to the chaotic weeks snowed in the farm in 2013 with your sisters. You remember when Frozen came out? Trying times indeed. Mom's learning a lot about the world, and she's excited to do it, which is so nice. Some of the family, even the self-proclaimed progressives, won't want to hear your thoughts, but that shouldn't stop you. And it won't. What you have to say is important. Your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas. Just because you're sensitive does not mean you're soft. And yes, you're allowed to cry when you argue. It's passion. You do have a good head on your shoulders. Now go out there and prove it. Love, Lucy. P.S. Stephanie's homemade sweatshirt was right. Don't believe the government. In today's news, TikTok teens and K-pop stans say they sank Trump's rally.
Oh, classic.
Hey, did you hear about Trump's rally going to shambles? A group of kids from TikTok ruined the whole thing. Are you seriously laughing about this? Do you seriously think this is funny?
A little bit, don't you?
No, not at all. Did you see how sad he looked when he got off the helicopter?
Yeah, I did.
How are you still laughing after hearing that? He looked to be in so much pain walking back.
The President of the United States getting bullied by a bunch of teenagers on an app. How can that not be funny?
You little...
This just is. NASCAR says it will ban Confederate flags at their races.
Finally.
It's about time.
Did you hear NASCAR just alienated its entire fan base?
You support Confederate flags? What are they? Part of your heritage?
No, I was just saying.
Tear gas and rubber bullets fired into a crowd of peaceful protesters so President Trump can have a photo op in front of St. John's Church.
See, this is why I do not feel bad for him.
Well, I'll admit, this does look bad, but you can't prove that they was actually peaceful.
Man, I thought my sister was obsessed with her perfect Instagram aesthetic.
What?
Okay, so you know those Instagram influencers that will do like anything for the perfect picture? It's like that.
He's holding the Bible upside down. He can't even do that right.
Breaking news. President Trump contracts COVID-19, another dividing line among the American people.
Oh, yeah. Now the real chaos is beginning. This is gonna be fun.
What is wrong with you?
I'll help you recover quickly.
I know doctors have a moral obligation to help their patients get better and everything, but
how could you say that?
What, to die? Dude, if the President of the United States dies, that's a huge security risk.
Breaking. Trump targets WeChat and TikTok in sharp escalation with China.
He's doing what?
He's protecting our national security, our information. It's a tiny step.
He's literally having you have this react to me once.
hey, everybody needs a hobby.
Brushing aside opponents, Beijing imposes security law on Hong Kong.
Hey, speaking of security.
See this? Compared to a social media app are so not the same thing.
Gotta live in the land of the...
Breaking! China has built 380 internment camps in Xinjiang. And in the U.S., parents of 545 children separated at the border cannot be found.
Free?
This is so messed up.
World in losing battle on 2020 goal to cut deforestation.
Oh my God! The Amazon!
How is this?
Breaking! Beirut explosion rocks Lebanon's capital city.
Wait, what?
Like the whole world is burning.
This just in. Over 1 million acres burned in California in the second half of August 2020.
Yep. We are literally on fire.
Where am I? Why is it so cold? Who the hell is that handsome looking motherfucker?
Hey, hey!
What?
That's right. I'm you from the future.
Where the fuck are we?
We, my friend, are in the void. What am I talking about? Oh, here's the thing. I noticed you've been very concerned recently about whether or not your precious theater is going to continue for you in your senior year under a pandemic. What if I told you still have a chance?
Are you saying I still get to perform this year?
Technically, yes. Oh, don't get me wrong, of course you still gotta follow some social distance guidelines. You gotta wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart, all that jazz. It's the only way to protect all of humanity.
Protect all of humanity. Everyone actually follows these rules, right?
Sometimes. Kidding. Kind of.
Well, I'm sure things are not going to be the same again, all right? I miss having a live audience, live reactions, live everything. And now it's like, what the hell happened?
Oh, it's fucking 2020. What the hell didn't happen? Look, remember all the fun times we had creating a character? We still get to do that. Remember all the times we had getting along with the cast? We still get to do that. Remember all the great times we had making the cast laugh? We still get to do that. You see, a lot of people look at a pandemic as an all-around terrible thing. But in reality, it's the ultimate test of how committed you are, despite the obstacles. You don't need a live audience at theater. What you need is your own dedication. And that goes towards everything and anything. Don't you agree?
Well...
Oh, of course you agree, you're me. See that right there? That's a social distance thing. To keep you and your castmates apart, they have their own little square to rehearse in. Not anything like before, huh?
This is crazy. It's like a whole new normal. What else is new?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, fuck.
Look how much fun everyone's having. All that laughter. Oh man, what are we gonna do?
This is crazy. It's like a whole new normal. What else is new?
Well, there was a whole thing with Godzilla. Hey, back the fuck up. I'm not trying to get the fucking Rona again.
Again? What do you mean again? What are you not telling me here?
Hey, don't worry about me. I worry about yourself. Listen, I gotta go, but you got this. You got this.
Wait. Where are you going?
Somewhere in time where I know you might need me again.
Really?
No. But look, think about what I said. Make this time to be the best version of yourself possible. The pandemic is going to end. Oh, and watch out for Godzilla, January.
This storm has knocked me on my ass.
There is light poking through all of those dark moments.
You don't know what season you're in, but that don't matter because it's not that type of storm you expect.
It's the ultimate test of how committed you are, despite the obstacles.
Ironically enough, it's caused me to stop waiting for what might happen, to no longer really get through the in-between.
I never thought I would watch a movie or TV show and think to myself, oh my gosh, look how close they are to each other, or where's their mask?
Maybe this is my new normal.
The jokes, the laughs, the long nights working through my problems with myself, my roommates, my friends.
It's about the little things.
I would never take back all of those moments that I was happy.
I miss big hugs at the end of our conversations.
I've looked back on it all with sadness, melancholy, and heartache, but there are late nights painting and karaoke parties in our kitchen and joy.
Don't minimize the experiences you've had. You can share your troubles. You're not in it alone anymore.
We could use this time to learn new skills or be more productive. Or we could use this time to simply rest and recuperate.
I value time, though I desecrate its passing with useless things, less motivated by an outside source. It's all we have, yet it's slipping through our fingers.
This storm has also shown clear for all to see who prioritizes their own comfort and their pleasures and their own privileges over the potential lives and safety of others.
The nation has failed to protect its people. Fuck Republicans.
I'm sure things will not be the same again.
COVID had put down a new world order and I don't want to follow it anymore.
It isn't a hole in the roof that lets the rain in. The foundations are falling apart. Get out of your cushy bubble and think about the world as a whole.
There's things I can no longer stand back about. There's problems in our society, in our world, that will only begin to be resolved if addressed.
I plan on shifting with this ever-changing storm and pushing through as long as it lasts.
You have got to use your standing in this world to pull up every single person who isn't as privileged as you and give them the space to speak. I will constantly fight for a part of history that will get us on the right path.
What does unity look like when all we see are sides instead of people, instead of the facts, instead of compassion? What is our common ground?
What if I told you still have a chance?
You can't see it now because your now feels permanent, but it isn't. There is an ending on the other side.
I found life. Life like a flower after a rainy day.
I will never look at my old home the same way again. It was quiet before.
I think silence is slowly killing me.
It's easy to cry and hard to laugh. It's easy to complain and hard to find moments of joy and contentment.
Be positive. Encourage yourself and tell yourself you must win.
We need to learn that it is vital to cry and complain, but it's also vital to find those moments of joy and contentment.
You are the kind, strong, confident, silly, loved, respected person you dreamt of becoming.
Connection. It's sunsets turning into starry nights and singing in the car loudly with my sister, just waiting for the song to end. Watching movies on the TV with our Brazilian tea. It's just bliss in the midst of chaos.
I began to care about social justice and make sure people are accountable for their words and their actions. Standing in unity with the people who have died in the hands of police brutality. Black Lives Matter.
I think of everything bad my aunts, uncles, and cousins have done, and I think about how they're still loved at the Sunday dinner table. Go ahead, question their mindset. They've dealt with worse.
Talking to myself each and every day, praying that it would also fade away.
We should change ourselves, come together, and make for a brighter future.
There's so much relief in opening up.
I am learning to be content to do what I can for now and prioritize my own well-being.
It starts now, when you tell yourself you won't let nothing stand in your way.
I've blossomed with self-love. I've blossomed to be who I was created to be.
But in the end, you don't have to stay in the position that you're in. You don't have to pretend.
I began to believe in myself and not let people take my mentality or my emotion.
Everything I have done and continue to do is for myself and myself alone.
I will never stop fighting for myself.
My art is valuable.
It's a treasured skill, so advocate for it. Demand payment. My work is worth it.
You can't see it now because your now feels permanent, but it isn't. There's an ending on the other side.
And the best right now may not seem very good, but there are still things that we deem important and meaningful.
The best now is not getting everything all at once and succeeding at everything. It's trying.
And failing.
And learning.
And growing.
And processing.
And feeling.
And praying.
And hoping.
And dreaming.
And talking.
And routining.
It's connected. In spite of it all and because of it all. The beauty of seeing what I'm glad is right in front of me.
Who would have known? When you can't always hear it, it's hiding in your soul. You can't always feel it, but in time it makes you whole. In your darkest hour, when you're covered, lost, torn, it will seek out the cracks for you, so light reborn. Without it, who are we? Why would we be here? It's the reason we keep going. You must understand, my reader. In your darkest hour, something must say go on. Surround you, it's in you, while you're waiting for the dawn. Sometimes you may lose it. Trust me, dear, I know.
I know, but you never lose it fully, else you would not go. In your darkest hour, you keep trudging through because something out there somewhere, it's whispering to you. Someday this darkest hour will be just a memory, a speck in the rearview mirror. One day I promise you'll see. It might be a thing, or it might be a someone. Maybe it will be you that pulls you toward that dawn, because that darkest hour can never last forever, because we have hope and human resilience. That is our story. That is our power. History has proven humanity trudges on, and that is hope for the future. We are heading for the dawn.
What is hope? Hope is seeing my future kids live in a better place where they can shine like the sun. Hope is knowing that my friends and family will be safe in times of uncertainty. Hope is meeting that special someone and you ask them out on a date. Hope is seeing people of different beliefs coexisting and respecting one's lifestyle. Hope is to someday get that degree. Hope is applying for that dream job. Hope is unconditional love and no judgment.
All in all, hope is us uniting together to create a better world.
You say you've been through this before. You gave away all your secrets to someone who up and left you in pieces. I know the feeling, believe me. I know the prices you gotta pay. I'm sacrificing my freedom and all just to get somebody to see me. Nobody said it was easy.